Hi everyone, my name is Diana and my partner Estiratih. We are postgraduate students of English Department program at 11 Maret University. We are going to present our mini research with the title of The Students' Perception Toward the Use of Small Group Discussion in the Speaking Class. In our presentation, we are going to talk about the abstract, introduction, research question, theoretical review, methodology, finding, and discussion, and the last is conclusion. Well, we start with the abstract. This research is aimed at examining the students' perception toward the use of small group discussion in the speaking skill in the class 8 of VIII MTs Karanganyar. A qualitative research was carried out in the 8th class of MTs N Karanganyar. The data were collected through observation, interview, and questionnaire. The qualitative data were analyzed by assembling the data, coding the data, combining the data, building interpretation, and reporting the outcomes. The findings show that the students had a positive perception toward the use of small group discussion in the speaking class. Naturally, speaking is the way people communicate with other people by oral expression. Based on the new curriculum in 2013 curriculum, students of junior high school are expected to be able to express their ideas through spoken language accurately, fluently, and appropriately. In the observation, it was found that the students found some difficulties in speaking skill, such as the students did not pronounce some words correctly, they did not produce sentences in the correct grammatical form, and they had limited vocabulary. According to Kelly and Stafford in 1993, small group is a more personal situation in which it provides opportunities for interaction between tutor or lecturer and students and among students. However, according to Hoover in 1970, small group discussion provides ideal setting for process of problem solving. The purpose of our research is to examine the students' perception toward the use of small group discussion in the speaking class. To answer our purpose of our research, the following research question is posed. How are the students' perception toward the use of small group discussion in the speaking class? If we refer to the theoretical review of this research, speaking is oral expression that involves not only the use of right pattern of rhythm and intonation, but also to convey meaning, according to Mackey 2007. According to Bygates in 1997, speaking is oral expression in the right order to convey the right meaning. According to Cheney 1998, speaking as the process of building and sharing meaning through the use of verbal and non-verbal symbol in variety contexts. And then for discussion itself, discussion is an active process of student-teacher involvement in the classroom environment, which allows the students to discover and state their personal opinions, ideas, or arguments, according to Orley 1998. In discussion, group size is an important aspect that influences learners' participation. Well, for the next part will be explained by my partner Estiratih.
Okay, thank you Diana. I will continue the presentation. Now I will explain about the methodology of this research. This research employed a qualitative descriptive research design. The participant of this research was student of class 8A at MTs N Karanganyar. The instruments of this research were divided into data collecting and data analyzing instruments. The data were collected through observation, interview, and questionnaire. Then, the data collection were analyzed using data reduction that cover assembling the data, coding the data, comparing the data, building interpretation, and then the last is reporting the outcomes. The next is finding and discussion. In here, we can see that it is the diagram students' perception toward the use of small group discussion in speaking class. We can see that 2% of students have no importance perception toward the use of small group discussion in speaking class. Then the 8% of students have little importance of perception toward the use of small group discussion in speaking class. Then 15% of students have neutral perception toward the use of small group discussion in speaking class. Then the 39% of students has important perception toward the use of small group discussion in speaking class. The rest, 36% of students, they have perception that it is very important the use of small group discussion in speaking class. We can conclude that the majority student in class of VIII Aof MTs N Karanganyar perceive that the use of small group discussion in the speaking class was very important. Through the small group discussion, it encouraged them to be more active and confident in sharing ideas and opinions. It also stimulated them to become critical thinkers in responding their friends' opinion. However, a few of students disagree with the use of small group discussion. The students who were passive felt uncomfortable to express their feeling in front of their friends. Also, they who had low language proficiency felt unconfident to propose their arguments. Here in the conclusion of our research, the students strongly agree toward the use of small group discussion in speaking class. We can see in previous slide it showed that 39 and 36 of students say that it's important the use of small group discussion in speaking class. They consider that the use of small group discussion could help them to become more active in teaching learning process. Besides that, small group discussion demanded active involvement in situations where the learner feels free to express himself openly. This is in line with Orstein 2000. In his statement, he said that it's dividing students into small groups seems to provide an opportunity for students to become more actively engaged in learning, and for teachers, it's to monitor students better. It can also enhance student cooperation and social skills. Okay, that's all our presentation. Thank you.